The question we are addressing in that study is, what would a good future with AI look like? And we've, in the very first session, already heard quite a bit on how important optimistic future narratives are in order to sort of picture something positive in the future that we can work to, that we can aim for. Let me start with basically asking that question in a little reframed way to you. Who of you thinks that artificial intelligence will improve its personal life, let's say, in a time frame of 5 to 10 years? I mean, give and take, we know there are negative aspects, but after all, if you sum it up, will it be more positive? So I would say 2/3, possibly more than half empty the glass, who think it'll be no. After all, the negative aspects will prevail. Yeah, that's few. That's very few. That's, I would say about 10 to 15%. Anyone who doesn't know, say it'll be probably balanced. I don't know. Who will know? Whatever. Future is difficult to predict. You're on the safe side. From the standpoint of today, however, this is not how Germany is voting about it. For this study, we've done a quite big poll asking, or survey, asked about 5,000 people. What do you think? We asked in many dimensions, and that was the broadest questions, just as I ask you. And no, I can say that's only the tip of the iceberg. The whole poll we did is entirely negative. Through all demographics, through all educational levels, through all age, through East, West, Germans don't expect much from artificial intelligence, at least not much good of it. There is a huge problem we have, possibly not only in Germany, how future narratives can do what they were meant to do. Picture a future that we can aim for and that we can work towards. And, well, that is a very, very well-argued, interesting, original essay. It's just been published 2 weeks ago in Die Zeit, German weekly, from one of possibly right now most renowned, most acclaimed sociologist, Andreas Reckwitz, who basically says, trying to condense it in a nutshell, that long and very well-argued essay, is that the problem about future narratives is that they are not credible anymore. That they don't feel credible because they haven't delivered in the last decade. And in the times of polar crisis, of polarization, and all the huge problems we are facing right now, the security crisis, of course, it's not credible to be optimistic about progress anymore. And Andreas reverses it, or at least reframes it, is by saying that we have to admit, in order to tell credible future narratives, we can only claim that we might be able to defend the progress of the past. It's not what we like to hear. It's an interesting argument. I'm not 100% sure yet to what extent I would agree. But what I'm sure of is that this is not true for technology. How would a good future with ample of AI in application look like? Well, it would be right in many senses, and we can prove it from the data points of the present. We already see that in work and business. If AI systems are well applied, they foster automation, and these smart idiot savants of little AI agents relieve our daily work from routine work that we don't like to do. We know already that, yes, with AI well applied in work and business, we can find one solution towards the huge demographic challenges we have, because they are automation machines, and if we use them well, They will help us against the demographic trap we are in. There's no doubt that AI systems, well trained and well applied, will foster progress in health. They already do. I mean, I would not go anymore to a dermatologist who's not using that camera with the clever AI algorithms in it, testing if that dark dot on my arm might turn into a maligna. No, they're good. We already know right now that there are smart AI systems that can help students to become better in math. That work well, where you do basically part of the classroom is doing the exercises in that systems, in that gamified AI ed-tech teaching assistants. They progress on the pace they need because the AI always gives them the exercise they need at the right level, nudging them into keep on learning, while the other part of the classroom is doing peer learning in the group with a teacher which has more time for the rest of them. It's very obvious, no doubt about it. We just have to use them the right way. And it is very obvious that in public administration, of course, AI systems can foster progress in the sense to make administration faster, cheaper, more reliable, more accessible, if we apply them well. Well, yeah, we're in Germany, I know. Not sure if applying AI in public administration will be really our strong suit, but, I mean, we're starting from very low level. So in that sense, we can be optimistic. That'll be better. This morning, who knows that fellow? He's not an expert in public administration of the 1950s. Hey, progressives, that's your philosopher. That's Ernst Bloch. That's the guy who basically said that if we are able to build in our minds a positive and optimistic picture of the future, we'll have something that he called die konstruktive Kraft der konkreten Utopie. The constructive power of a concrete utopia or utopian vision. And, well, I know it's hard to still associate with the term, or with the term utopia in these times of public crises, but the fundamentals are still true. And the good thing about technology is, if we look at the present, there is plenty of data. There's plenty of proof that we have lots of causes for rational tech optimism. And that tech optimism and technology and fostering innovation and progress with technology is not naivete. And it's not only about, like Andreas Reckwitz said, only defending the progress of the past and seeing that as a success, as much as I have to admit that in many contexts he might have a point. But for technology, no. The funny thing about progress with technology is it's a progressive narrative that can prove to be and step by step become true. Because funny enough, the proof of concepts are built in. The systems themselves, if they are well designed, give us the data that are a proof point that things are getting better. The future with AI will be bright if intelligent humans use AI in intelligent ways, and progressives should aim to do so even more. Thank you very much.